Hello, Disney Infinity Trainers. Welcome back to another episode of our Honoring the Top 16 series on iStarly TV. Today we are taking a look at one of the most deadly competitors in the Disney Infinity games. This is Groot. Groot is the champion of Season 1. So he's got a lot on the line. He did not participate in Season 2 because he was the champion of Season 1. So we've only seen him in the games for one season before this, and he took it down completely. He was clearly the best character in that series. He was very powerful. He was almost unstoppable, and his ranged attack was really what did it for him. But we'll get into that in a little bit. In Season 3, Groot has taken on some other really powerful foes. Round 1, Groot took on Davy Jones. Honestly, that was not one of the most interesting fights of the series. He was able to fairly easily defeat Davy Jones. I don't think it was too close. The battle wasn't over quickly, but Groot was able to capitalize on Davy Jones's weaknesses and move forward. In round 2, Groot took on Zeb Aurelios from the Star Wars Rebels franchise. That match was also kind of close. Zeb was very close to exploiting Groot's weaknesses, and the game was almost over, but once again Groot proved triumphant and proved to be one of the strongest characters we've ever seen. He defeated Zeb ultimately. Then we had round 3 where Groot took on his teammate Gamora from the Guardians of the Galaxy. That match was also somewhat close, but as we know, in the end, Groot showed no mercy. So Groot is a character that has been winning a lot. He's used to winning in the games, and we've only seen him lose a couple times. He was in the finals against Black Widow in Season 1. It was a best of 5 match, and he actually lost 2 of those, so he went 3-2 against Black Widow. However, he ended up winning that whole match overall, which caused him to be the best character. He is notorious for being the character with one of the fastest victories in the entire series, defeating Sully in under 25 seconds. That was one of the most iconic fights of the games. Let's go ahead and watch that right now.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god! No, stop! Wait, please stop! I can't get up! I'm trying! Wait a minute, please! Stop! Please! Okay, I'm trying.
So as you saw, that was just the beginning of Groot's run through the series, and ever since then he's been defeating characters like that. However, it seems that in Season 3, despite the fact that he's beaten some strong characters, he seems that his weaknesses have been showing through a little more clearly. He almost lost to Zeb, and he almost lost to Gamora, and I do think that it's possible we might see him finally defeated in the series. Now, that would be a very interesting thing. Buzz Lightyear, who is the champion of Season 2, was defeated in round 3 in a very surprising upset match against Fear. So can the same thing happen to Groot? And which character can defeat Groot? Which character has it in them to defeat Groot? Does Iron Man? Does Kylo Ren? Does Hulkbuster? I want you to comment below who you think has it in them to defeat Groot. Or do you think Groot is capable of taking it all the way and being a 2-time champion of the Disney Infinity games? How realistic is that? He's really bulky and really kind of big, and I think that helps him against some of the weaker ranged characters. The ranged characters can shoot him from afar, but because he's so big, I think that their projectiles won't have as much of an effect on him as they would on the smaller characters. And he has a powerful ranged move as well. That is how he's won most of his games. Let's take a look. He also has a shield in his special form. This is his special. And that thing can reach really, really far. And once again, Iron Man has snuck out. Let's go ahead and hit him.
I am Groot.
That is how he's won most of his matches. let's take a look at his skill tree. Something else that really helps Groot on the defensive end is all of these health boosts. He has 5. That is more than I've seen in any other character, and it really, really helps. That's all he has going on here, aside from the team player and helping hand. He can take hits for days, and he is not afraid of dying. Next, we have his special, which unlocks the power to grow and perform a series of close-range attacks, and upon completion, he returns to his normal size. Now, you can, of course, increase the number of uses you have, as well as the temporary bark shield, which is what we have unlocked, and it allows him to regenerate his shield by holding circle. Now, that is really powerful, and I think that's something that he hasn't used too much, but if he's able to use it well, that can be super deadly for the other characters. This also increases the damage. Next, we have his melee, which, as you can tell, is not very heavily invested. We've only invested in a couple damage increases, as well as an additional upgrade to his ground attack. There's the mid-air recovery and the repel, as well as the bow breaker, but there are a few other damage increasers that we haven't really invested in, and for that reason, Groot is not as powerful in melee combat as he could be, but as you've seen, his ranged attack is what has won him many games. And here it is. So he has the street spike. He can climb up walls, which hasn't been super useful, but it could be. He also has an increased running speed, which if you see him run, you couldn't really tell because he's just so big and lumbering. But I think that's very helpful as well. And then this increases the damage of his burrowing arm attack. We've seen that many times before. In fact, let's go ahead and see it again. Look at Groot. So please comment below what you thought. What do you think of Groot in round 4, sorry? How far will he go? And who can stop him? This has been Groot from Planet Nowhere, signing out. Lastly, check the description if you'd like to see a full playlist of these episodes honoring the top 16. Round 4 of the Disney Infinity Games will be returning very soon.